Buenos noches, comic compadres, and I am trying to wonder where Jaw go. How you guys doing, man? How you guys doing? How you guys doing in the chat, in the live stream, and on Rewind, man? I want to thank you guys for all coming through, and we're waiting for Jaw. Where's Jaw at, bro? Like,
sorry
Jaw
about
went
that.
there he is.
No,
There he is, bro.
There he
I
is.
was outside. I just didn't want to come out on the show.
Oh,
Okay.
no, bro. That's the best thing. That's the best thing about podcasts. Because I was talking to one of my friends. I do another podcast with him, and we were talking about like podcasts and what makes them great. I think people that want like edited, clean stuff, they go watch like network TV, right?
Right.
And then people that want to watch like some good, like off the cuff, something's gonna happen that you'll never see ever they're gonna tune in a podcast, right? Like, you know.
Right.
So that's what I think too, man. Like, so we need it, bro. Like the other day when that one show we did when Kirk, when all the fireworks are going off in your.
Oh yeah, you guys always hear like the fire department in my background because I live like right by a fire station, so it's like it's constantly going down in my area.
That's what I love about it, man. That's what I love about like podcasts is like we're so raw, you know, like anything can happen anytime, bro. Like some guy could come in and try to rob me right now, bro, and be live on.
I mean, I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
They're trying to take my Tomb 10. Just man, I'm gonna have to put that fool in a triangle, man. But hey, man. So big announcement, guys. We just kind of decided this, man. We decided like we're gonna add another person to the Rat Pack in the show. He's a person that we love, man. Like when he comes on, we just gel, man. Like we gel, like it's like we're brothers from another mother, man, you know? And that's our brother. Welcome to the Rat Pack from New Orleans, man. That's Hoodrat.
What's up, everybody? That's very much appreciated. I literally walked back and I heard him talking and I heard my name and I was like, "What's going on, huh?" But yeah, much appreciate. I do appreciate it. I just love talking this type of stuff, and you get to do this. You know, every other week I think it's very cool. You know, this is like I don't know how to say it, but it's, you know, I just say thank you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nah, man. Well, bro, I mean, I think from the first time we met like a year ago, like we already clicked, man. It's like everybody else. Yeah.
The $30 slab that somebody was trying to take credit for that.
I know, man. Yeah, I remember that, bro. Yeah, but yeah, welcome. So Hoodat's gonna be a regular on the show as well, man. Every week. So, and Hoodat has good spec, man. Like I was like, bro, like you guys are gonna trip out, man, in the chat, man. Like the books he gave you, because I was like, why is he doing this book? But you know, Hoodat always kind of calls it, man. You know, so yeah, I'm glad you're welcome to the Rat Pack, man. So
Appreciate it.
Hoodat a big round of applause live, man. Welcome to the Rat Pack, bro. So let's go to the chat, man. See who's in the house, man. We got Rob in the house, bro. You know, and that's a good thing about podcasts too, bro. Like we know who's in the live chat. You could be not near mid, but we know who you are, bro. Like so you can't run from us, Rob. You can't run from us, bro. And then we got Rudy in the house, man. Rudy's in the house. Welcome, Rudy. That is the moderator, expert moderator of the show. And then we got Dusty, man. Welcome, Dusty. I think this is Dusty. I think it's the first time you showed up to the live.
Yeah.
Welcome. I hope you keep coming, bro. And then we got Craig in the house, man. Craig's in the house, bro. Craig. Craig. And he's part of the Rat Pack too, man, on the Wednesday night shows. The Wednesday night Fudgets will be back, man, after Comic-Con. It's just a busy time for me and, you know, for all of us in San Diego, because we're all trying to get ourselves ready for the big daddy of all cons. And it's just it's a busy time, man. It's a busy time, man. But hey, man, I got some big news, guys. I got some big news, man. That's happening for us at San Diego Comic-Con. And this is thanks to my uncle Efren, man. Efren, you know, like we got a panel, man, at San Diego Comic-Con that Javid's going to be part of, and Mickey from Swaggle House Comics is going to be part of it as well.
Oh, yeah, nice.
This is going to be kind of an awesome. We might have more people, man. We're still thinking about it, man. Like this kind of just happened. Did it kind of happen? It's this panel, and
that is crazy.
We're gonna have a blast, man. We're gonna have a blast at San Diego Comic-Con. Hopefully, this will be a ongoing panel for the years to come. You know, and hopefully we can bring everybody here from the Rat Pack, man, on the panel as well in the future. And I just want to thank Efren, man. Efren, I don't know how Efren did it, bro, but Efren did it, man. I mean, John was there too. We're like, Efren did it, bro. Like, it pays to never give up on your dream, bro. And I think he's making a lot of our dreams come true. Who would ever thought, bro, I'd be on a panel at San Diego Comic-Con with Swaggo and Jaw and Efren, man. It's kind of crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy, man. But I'm very thankful, man, for it, man, and I'm thankful for my friendship with Efren and all the guys on the panel, man. We're gonna have a blast. But it's gonna be on Thursday of the San Diego Comic-Con from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., which is a good time because it's after you bought all your stuff, man. And Thursday's never a really big panel day. Come on down to the Central Library. It's about a 5-minute walk from the convention center. And we'll be in the Neil Morgan Auditorium. I don't know how big or small it is, but it's an auditorium. It'll be fun, man. It'll be a great time. So come and check us out, man. Come and check us out. But we're going to start up, man, and we got something new for y'all. Y'all ready, man? Y'all ready for the new segment here? You ready, John?
Yeah, I'm ready. All
right. Hey, man, we got Jaw's honorable mention, man. Jaw picks up the gems, the rare books you've never ever seen. And Jaw, what you got for us on your first segment, bro?
All right. Thank you, Ian. So recently I was helping a friend out. Shout out to Hot and Cool. Organize his comics, and he's an old school collector, 40 plus years. So I was going through his collection and I came across this comic. It's an underground comic from 1974 and 1975. It's called California Comics. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is I've seen a lot of underground comics before, and sometimes the covers and sometimes the stories, they're not up to par. But this particular cover for issue 1, which is on the left-hand side, and issue number 2, which is on the right-hand side, is just something that just struck me as just beautiful to me. In this day and age, people smoke hookah and there's a lot of weed smokers out there and everything, and it just hit home because I just feel like the person's just smoking away and he's dreaming about whatever, and he looks like he's dreaming about some women. So it's not something that's really expensive, but it's hard to find. And I just think this cover is just beautiful.
Yeah, man,
I've never heard of this series.
Me either.
Issue number 2 is a wraparound cover, by the way, and I don't think we.
Oh, you should have told me that. I love wraparound covers.
it's a great cover, but it's kind of like explicit.
A little risque, yeah.
A little risque, man. You can kind of see a leg here, and there would be a leg there. So use your imagination.
It's sexy but elegant at the same time.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to identify that's an art style that I've seen before, and damn it, I can't put my finger on what it is.
So this is only a 3-issue series from what I found, but third issue isn't really, it doesn't hit home like these first 2 issues. It's just something that I just saw, and I from the minute I saw it in his collection, I just fell in love with it. I thought, wow, this is a great cover. Something you just don't see, these days.
I agree.
Yeah, and that wraparound cover there, it has like the California license plate too. I'm trying to look for the other side of it right now, but they don't even want to show it on the internet, bro. Yeah, man, it's a risque I'm looking for right now. And I'm not finding it. It's a rare gem, man. Like it's a difficult book to find even on the internet, man. So I'm gonna try eBay real quick and see if they put it on eBay.
Yeah, I think there's 2 on eBay. I think I'm not sure.
Did they show the proper cover for issue 2?
Yeah, and they have it. The appropriate areas covered. So.
Okay. Let me see. California Comics issue 2, man. Hold on, chat. I know you guys want to see it, man. So I'm gonna.
I'll tell you, looking at that cover, I didn't know it was from 1974 and 75 until I looked at the bottom. It could be something that's drawn now. It really threw me off, for a second. I forgot this. It is a certain art style that Dan was trying to. I can't think of it either. but it is a certain art style, and it probably came out around the 70s or
Yes.
60s.
Yes.
Bro, issue number 3 is the one. Issue 3, the cover on issue 2, because even John popped it up. I was like, what is this? Issue 3, I was gonna put it up, but I was like, oh, they'll take us down for that one, bro.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so-
Put it
It's
put
not
it in the
even
private chat.
I know. I'm looking for it, man. I don't see it here on eBay either, man. Someone bought it. Yeah. Dang. But
one's
I'll
great.
find it for y'all, man. John actually sent it to me, man. So maybe I could pop it up later, man. You know, like as we go through. But John, man, great picks, man. I never even thought of these books, man. You know, so but yeah, man. This is Cheech and Chong era right here, bro. Cheech and Chong era, man. Cheech and Chong, man.
100%.
But let's get on with it, man, for the trending, not trending. All right, man. So for my first trending, not trending, I had to do this, man. Heir to the Empire, issue number 1, the first appearance of Grand Admiral Thrawn and Mara Jade. And I want to let y'all know, man, that a lot of people haven't seen the Ahsoka trailer that me and Javid saw. Right, Ja?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Ahsoka trailer that's coming out in January, that show's going to blow people's minds, man. Because I really think Favreau and Filoni really have a lot of input on this series. Because these are all Filoni-driven characters, except for Thrawn. You know, Thrawn was created by somebody else, man, by Timothy Zahn. But I think, man, when we all know the premise. If you guys forgot, man, people have a short memory, though, right? Right? Who that, man? People have a short memory, bro.
Yes, there is.
Ahsoka's looking for Thrawn because they want to find Ezra, man. So the whole hunt, you're gonna hear Thrawn's name throughout the Ahsoka series, probably to the end until they actually find Thrawn or find Ezra, man. So, and if Thrawn pops up, man, this book's gonna triple in price. So right now, man, it's not bad. It's not a bad price. $122 for a raw comic is not bad, man. A 9.8 is $8.53. And I know James is out there, man, Doctor of Comics, and I know he was selling a 9.6. I think it was a 9.6 with Timothy Zahn, a yellow label. He was selling that for $600 at a near mint the other day. To me, bro, this book, once Thrawn shows up, man, this book's gonna be over 1K for sure, man. You know, it's gonna be 1K for sure. All the crazy people, man, all the crazy Star Wars guys like me are gonna be wanting more of this, man. We're gonna be wanting more of Grand Admiral Thrawn, man. So yeah, I definitely recommend trying to look. It's still not a bad price if you want the raw. It's $122, man. It's averaging. And the graded 9.8 is still under $1,000, man. But I'm looking over here on the chat, man, and let me see. Dusty Brick said, I found these California comics on eBay, but the link is hella long. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. My good investment book right now is Heir to Empire, man. And let's check out what the 9.8s are. So look at that, man. The prices are pretty damn good, man, right now. So someone picked up a 9.8 for $504 in May. And another person bought it for $1,550 in May. So we're looking at a third of the price right now on the dip, man. You know,
yeah.
So,
A lot of people are holding tight on that book. That's what I've noticed.
Right, but it's 504, right? That's not bad, man. And on May,
yeah, that was somebody. I think that was somebody that needed money.
Bro, someone killed it, bro. Someone killed it got it for $504, man. And then the raws right here, as you remember, we talked about it was like about $188 average. Right now, you can get one for about $122, man. And then back in May, people were buying them for under $200, man. So we're still looking at really decent prices, man. Once Thrawn shows up, you know, if we see him in the movie or the trailer, you know, it's definitely gonna pop. Man. So for all you Star Wars fan, man, Heir to Empire, and not only is it the first appearance of Grand Admiral Thrawn, but you get Luke Skywalker's wife, man. You get Mara Jade, bro. You got Mara Jade in the house. That's a long shot. I don't know if Mara Jade's ever gonna show up in the Star Wars universe, man, because they're trying to do away with the Skywalker saga, man. So we don't know if that's ever gonna happen. But get it for Thrawn, man. But next up, man, what you got, Ja?
Oh, me again, right on. So this is Tomb of Dracula number 18. The reason why I'm bringing this one up, we're about 3 months away from Halloween. There's been a lot of rumors that there's supposed to be a Werewolf by Night Halloween special, perhaps. I've heard that before, but who knows? It's just a rumor. But if they do have something for Halloween, you can probably bet that Dracula will be part of it. And this is the first battle between Dracula and Werewolf by Night. So we've covered a lot of Tomb of Dracula books in the previous shows. I think we had 12, which is the second appearance of Blade, 13, and then now this one. I thought this would be another key to probably go and invest in if you happen to like Tomb of Dracula.
These tombs are hard to get, though, man. I mean, Dan, Kirk, and Hoodrat. I mean, what do you think, man? Tombs are hard to get in good condition, right? Like,
I would say anything above a 7.0 is hard on the Tomb of Dracula. It doesn't matter if it's key or not. And then when you get to 9.0 or better on any version of that book, you expect to spend a little bit above FMV if you want that nice of a copy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Let's check what the 9.8s are going for here on this Tomb 18, man. So 9.8s are. I mean, someone's been scoring, right? Like, whoa, someone really paid $1,900 for it, bro.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy compared to what the averages were.
I mean, it makes sense when you look at the 9.6. I mean, like I said, that high grade you're talking about is very rare. You're talking, very rare. Probably in the 20 or less census count.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
9.6s are still. I mean, look at that, man. 9.6s are kind of cut in half. Someone was really on it trying to buy it for $12.25, man.
Well, maybe I was on Spine Ticks on Saturday with the conversation of what the definition of Silver Age is. And my not professional but experienced opinion is the 20-cent era is when it ended. And one of the reasons why was the paper quality was similar to the rest of the Silver Age. And when they went to the 25-cent era, the paper seemed to be more modern, more durable. And that would explain why these high grades are so rare, because the paper isn't all that great.
Oh, that makes sense. That's interesting.
And here we go, man, for the raws. But someone paid. Look, I mean, the prices are going up on this sucker, man. So $249 and $75. So it was about like a $70 book before $710. What's going on, man? Was that you buying that job, bro?
No.
You?
No. I got 3 of them.
Yeah. It was under. Oh, but that was an 8.0. Someone bought an 8.0 for $249 and 8.5 for $75. So those were great comics, man. But let's check out. I want to go back to the chat real quick because we got some interesting things going on here. So we put this one up before. So Dusty said, I found these California comics on eBay. Then let me see here. Then right here, Craig has something, man. He actually found a link on Go Collect, and he says it's adults only, man. I'm telling you, man, it's a pretty risque, piece of art, but it's art. It's art. It's good art, man. And Craig said spot on jaw, and then Damn Discovers by Ralph Bakshi type content, considering this from the 70s. And that's no surprise, man, what Dusty said, man. So, but great pick, Jaw, man. I'm looking forward, man, to what's going to happen in October, man. With the Halloween special. And next up, we got Kirk. Oh no, is this you, Kirk, or is this
is me?
Who that? That's you, Kirk. Go ahead, Kirk.
Yeah. So I picked Tales of Suspense 50, which is First Mandarin. Only reason I'm specking on this book again is because I want to see when the MCU goes through its reboot again, which is just like how comic books are. It's the MCU is going to do the same thing. I would love to see an actual version of the Mandarin that's not just some actor paid to, be a fill-in. So I'm respecing on this book, and it's a pretty decent price for a book as old as it is. I would definitely pay $370 for this book for sure. Raw. I'm not sure how much the slabs are going for from what it sells.
What you guys thinking, man?
I have this book in extreme low grade for the same reason that Kurt got his. Maybe it's a 1.0. It's just a reader's copy, just to say I had it. But I was one of the people that was so frustrated with Iron Man 3 when they had a veteran actor named Ben Kingsley. At the beginning of that movie, they had me. They had the most ruthless, badass, someone you would expect the Mandarin to be, and then they did something unbelievably stupid. They did a switch, and they ruined that movie. It was horrid. But Kirk's definitely onto something here. When they do the reboot, I think they would have. I'm assuming the MCU is going to learn from their mistake and have a proper Mandarin, because he is one of the main villains in all of Marvel. And what a waste that we didn't have someone of that caliber, in the movies recently.
That's kind of disrespectful what they did to him, though. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. John, what you think, bro?
Yeah, it's a buyer's market right now, and if you can get your hands on mid to high grade, any Silver Age Marvels, hey, I'm all for it. And this is the first appearance at the key book. I love it. I love the thing.
Yeah, man. Me too, man.
Early appearance of Iron Man as well. It's it's one of those. I don't know how many issues he had with the red and yellow before this, but I know this is early on. So you got a lot of things going for a 12-cent. I mean, it's also what they call it when people sit on thrones. It's a throne cover.
Yeah,
a lot of people like
right?
that. Yeah, it's a lot going for it.
That throne cover stuff has gotten big, huh?
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff going for it. I mean, I don't think we need a reboot to get the proper Mandarin. I just think we need the proper Mandarin. That's my opinion on that. But so we could probably get him on a reboot of Iron Man whenever Robert Downey Jr. comes back officially. Because once he gets tired of making movies, not making that much money. So I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. I'm sorry. I love you, Robert. I love you.
What's he making? $150 million per movie with the Avengers was going, something like that, man.
Making some ridiculous amount of money when the Infinity War in game. The next person to match that is just recently with Tom Cruise. So nobody's made that type of money since him.
Did Tom Cruise make ducats on Top Gun? He probably made ducats.
He did 10%. Whatever the box office ends up being. So since it's over $1 billion already, they're saying he's going to make about over $100 million.
Damn, bro.
Wow. Yeah.
Like he didn't have money before, huh? Shit, I'm broke, bro.
He was balling already.
I really need $100 million more.
Yeah.
Bro, I saw this one thing with Tom Cruise, bro, and it was with that guy the guy from the late night talk show. He took him in his jet, bro. I'm like, that dude owns a freaking fighter jet, bro. Like, how good a license this guy have, bro? It's like, damn, and he's flying it himself. Like, he's really maverick and shit. Like,
if anybody wants to hear anything about, see something funny about Tom Cruise, I think there's something with I can't think of the actor, but it's an actor that did something he talked to Tom Cruise. He says, "How do you do all these stunts? You're the man." Blah blah blah. And so just watch it. I'll have to figure out that video and I'll probably share it on IG. But he basically says, he talks to the stunt coordinator person, and then the guy says, "You can't do that." And then he goes, "I go get another stunt coordinator person." He finds somebody to say yes. That's what.
Wow.
All right, man, let's go to the chat real quick. Rob says, "Tales from Suspense 40 is the first red and gold." Yeah.
Yeah, so it's early. Yeah.
And here you go.
Oh, nice.
Rob Downey, do you like money? Want a new beach house? There you go, bro. Then we got Efforts in the house, man. Past point one. Kryptonite for Superman Silver Age books are my weakness, man.
Yeah.
I mean, those 12 centers.
Back into collecting them more.
Bro, I can't say no to 12 centers if they're a good price, man. Am I the only one, man? Like, if I see a 12 cent,
No, you're not.
It's a beautiful shape, bro. At 12 cents, man. I love it, man.
I'll take a 15 center too.
Yeah, man. And then here we go, man. And here's the prices for the 9.8. So August 2000. So people are actually holding this book. It doesn't look like anybody's actually been buying this book for a while, man. So last sold 9.6 was 2011, 9.2 in 2019 for 2040, and 2016 for 13. So I mean, this book could be still worth. I mean, a book hasn't sold in a long time. And 9.8 hasn't even been it's not even on the census over at cover price. So, but the here goes with the raw prices. So a 5.5 foot for $370, which isn't bad, man.
Somebody got it for 91. What?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and a 1.5 for $91 is slabbed. Dude, I'd take a 1.5 for $91. Dude,
$134. I wonder how that book looked.
Kind of a major, right? A kind of major villain in a early appearance of Iron Man for $91. That's not bad, dude. 2.0 went for $200, about $209. 6.0 went for $365. 4.0 for $245. 200 for 2.0 and a 4.0 for $312. This would be a good time to actually buy this at a low grade, man.
And I want to point out one thing you're showing with those numbers. If people realize, I always tell people, look at the price difference, subtle differences on a better copy. You can get that 2.0 for $200, but if you save just $50, you get a 4.0.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
It's those subtle differences, that I've always noticed with Silver Age books like that. And sometimes you can be a little patient or save up one more week, or don't get cheese on your Whopper and get the higher copy.
You are a fool.
No, man, thanks for pointing it out, bro. That's not bad. That's a really good read, man.
Yeah,
that's why you're in a Rat Pack, bro. I
pay attention to that stuff, man. It's necessary when you're trying to buy books, because low grade is better than no grade, but low grade very presentable is better than no grade.
Yeah. So we got Dab's in the house, man. What's up, Dab? How you doing, bro? Dab's in the house, man. All right, man. So next up, man, I want to hear what Hoodrat has to say about this book, because I was like, what is this? Why you picking this book, bro? Go ahead, Hoodrat.
I see that they don't have it listed. So the reason why I picked this book is of multiple reasons. So this is Doom War issue number 5. So this is actually one thing. It has only 26,000 orders, retailer orders. So it's a low print. But the major thing is the first team appearance of Midnight Angels, the strike force for Dora Milaje. Which includes people like Ayo, who was just recently in Cap. Was it a Falcon and Winter Soldier? Right. I'm not going to say the other two names because I would murder them. But I would suspect that I can't think of her name, who was in Walking Dead, but she'll probably be the head of that strike force, or the commander or whatever, because she's the general of the Dora Milaje. But I think she would have her ties in it, because you're not going to just pay that big of an actress for that for nothing. It's a relatively cheap book, as you can see, and they are doing they got Black Panther 2 right around the corner in November, and they're going to do a World of Wakanda TV show. That probably could go deeper in this team, because I think we're going to see this team in Black Panther 2. They got to fill in spots. I hate to say it, to fill in for T'Challa not being there, and them having a strike force team, and what are the missions they carry out around the world would be perfect for Black Panther. And it's a book that when I say it's trend on trend, I always say I invest in. I get it. I don't just talk about it. I don't talk about it, I actually be about it. So, I've had this book. I've been trying to find other copies in the wild. Very hard to find in the wild because of the print count. So,
wow.
Man, I was going to go dollar bidding for this one, bro, but I guess not. No, that's a hard one to get, man.
It's hard with the print count, but I think if you can find it raw, most likely you'll find it in good condition and get it graded, and the sky's the limit. That's That's all I can say about it.
Well, you broke Rob's heart, man. He says he's been looking for it. Now he's gonna look. It's gonna take him a little more while to find one. So.
Yeah. Brent Crown's gonna. I got mine from a guy who sells on IG. I can share it with you. I can share it with everybody here. Anybody wants to ask him, but he only had one copy, so I thought he has another one.
Oh man! And I want to make sure I said what's up to Dab, bro. I think I did, but I just want to make sure I said what's up, Dab. How you doing, bro? And then let's see what's going on. So this is all I could find on their census, man. 19.4 sold in February 2022 for $76. So that's all I found, on the cover price census, man.
The key thing is raw for this book. Is this?
The raws are right here, man. So there you go. What do you think, bro? Wow, the prices have been going up though on this one. You know,
if you look at what I don't look for I look for the low prices. And then if you notice, like back in March, it went up when they had news about it for the Black Panther 2, but it's steadily around $15 to $20. But if you look on eBay, I know I looked on eBay for yesterday. They're around $40 if you want to buy it. So
I found one. I just found that one too. I found a set. I'm trying to get this set.
You might be able to get the set. Actually, I think my comic shop has one of these. I just thought about it. I haven't been there in a while. They had one on the wall, but I had my own copy, so I didn't look at buying it. So I actually might be able to get a second copy.
Really?
but they actually want like $40 for it. I haven't seen it less than that. I mean, I was lucky to get mine for $20.
Well, I have this on my list now, bro. I wrote this on my list for San Diego Comic-Con. But man, I probably won't find it at San Diego Comic-Con because they don't have comics anymore there. So I probably have to wait till not near mint to find this one in November. So yeah, man, definitely on my list now, bro. I was like, what? I was like, go ahead.
No, and it's Doom. You got Doom War, and I think issue 1 starts. If I'm not mistaken, issue 1 it starts the Battle of Wakanda in Doctor Doom.
And I've always wanted to read this series too.
So that starts that battle, and then issue 5, which is the second to last issue, it introduces that Strike Force team.
So. Speaking of battles, this is a side thought here. I've always imagined what would happen if you had the Dora Milaje versus the Black Widow assassins.
Ooh,
that'd
be crazy.
They didn't do that in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. They kind of did it though, right?
No. The Black Widow assassins were referred to in Hawkeye and the Black Widow and the Black Widow movie. They profiled what they did and what they had to go through to be trained. So,
dude, that would be rad, man. That would be rad. It's
a terrible thought, but.
I know, right? But hold on, I'm going to remove this because I want to show something else. That I want to show that cover that we were talking about. I don't want to leave you guys hanging over in the live chat and the fellas over here. So there you go, man. So there's the risque picture right there, man. Of there you go. But they kind of covered up everything. But
I like the style of the covers, though.
I do, man. It's art. This is like really good art, man. Really
like how they do that. How he does these clouds is like perfect.
But what kind of reminds me of is like someone wished for a bunch of girls. Like she got a genie, and then he kind of smoked it up, and then there you go, man.
All right, who on this panel is not having that same wish right now? Okay.
I was like, no, he was the guy. Whoever smoked it up or had the genie was like, I want 3 redheads, right?
Yeah.
Bam.
It is risque, but again, there's still a tastefulness to it. There's still there's an artful quality here that I can appreciate.
Yeah, there is, man. I like it. I like it a lot, man. It's such a great. It's very eclectic, man. Very eclectic, man. I like it, dude. Great one, Ja. So back to your regular scheduled program. Let me get over here. Let's move on from the great art over there back to what we got, and we are moving on, man. We are moving on to the freezer pick. All right, man. This is our freezer picks, man. Books on a dip that we think you should buy, man. And I'm gonna step up first, man. And I'm sticking with the Star Wars, man, because I'm still jacked up on what I saw from the Ahsoka trailer. You know what I'm saying? And we know we are getting Sabine Wren, man. And there's an actress that's playing her, man, Natasha Liu Bordizzo, and bro, she's hot. We saw her in person, bro. She to me. She is like she actually like kind of embodies Sabine, man. Like same kind of look, same kind of body type. And it's hard to get that, with the cartoons and stuff because they made Sabine super skinny. But I don't know how they found this lady, man. Skinny with a big head, bro. Skinny with a big head. Like, they found her, bro. But I'm very excited for this. Like, John, man, I mean, you saw the trailer. We saw it on the screen, bro.
Yeah.
They only showed it once.
Yeah.
Everybody's screaming for it to see it again, but they're like, no, we're only doing this once.
Nobody screamed louder than you. Nobody screamed louder than you. You know, and your wife was sitting right next to you, and I was like, oh man, he's about to get a divorce the way you were screaming up and down. Sabine. I was like, oh man, it's not going to be a good day.
Bro, if it's a Mandalorian, man, when a Mandalorian with style like Sabine, bro, like I love that her character, man, because it just reminded me a lot about like me growing up, you know, like you're just trying to find your way, man. Like, you know, like she's such a warrior, you know, she comes up from such a warrior character, but at the same time, she's such an artistic person with a lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Sabine to death, man. I'm glad that they have her. And the thing about Sabine is that a lot of like, you know, the soft fans, you know, the fanboys and fangirls that are not big Star Wars fans don't really know who Sabine is, because you had to watch Rebels, man. You had to watch Rebels kind of all the way through to get.
I still haven't watched Rebels yet.
It's so good, bro. Rebels is so good, man. Like, and Sabine was a big part of it. She actually held the Darksaber, man. She was actually one of the owners of the Darksaber until she gave it to Bo-Katan, man. You know what I'm saying? And she's a big lore within the Mandalorian lore. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I'm really into this one, man. So Kanan, man, number 6. Some people say the first appearance of her is Kanan number 1, but the market is somehow decided that Kanan number 6 is her first full appearance. She shows up in like number 5, and she shows up in number 1, and I think a little bit in number 2. But it's just kind of like she's just in the picture. She's not really there. She has like a speech bubble in number 1, but you only see the back of her head. You know what I'm saying? But this is where you really get her. And I think why this is the market has picked this one as the one to go to for all the Rebels, man, except for Kanan, is because the cover, man. The cover is dope, man. The cover is a real piece of art, man. Because you have Kanan here as an adult, and you have Kanan here, and man, in the mirror of of the floor as a young Padawan, man. You know, and that's just kind of how Kanan came up, man. And you have everybody else here, really great cover, man, of the whole crew. And I myself, man, have been picking up my 9.8s a lot. I have a 9.8 behind me. It's one of my favorite books, man. And I do have a lot of raws. And you know, great time to great time to pick it up. It's about $145. It's saying here as a graded comic, as a raw, and a $526 for the 9.8. But let's check out what's going on recently. So here we go, man. So about $504, $475. So we're thinking about, it's looking at more about like, you could probably get a 9.8 for $500 right now, man. So it's under the average right now, probably even a little bit less because we're on a big dip over here with the comic book market in general, man. You know, good time to buy books. And then here we go with the back in July 2021. This is what the prices look like for this book. You were looking at about between $150 and $200 for a raw, and today we're looking at about $100, man, for a raw. You know, so this is a great time.
This is a great pick because a lot of people haven't seen the trailer. Only the people in that audience have seen the trailer, and when the general public sees the trailer and they put 2 and 2 together, this is going to be, I would say double by the time the trailer comes out. So it's a great pick.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like Ahsoka, man. Like true hardcore fans knew who Ahsoka was, man. We all loved Ahsoka, but the soft fans didn't know. Once the soft fans kind of caught on, they wanted to catch up, right? They wanted to catch up. They wanted to buy her books, get to know her a little bit more, and that's why that Ahsoka, that the Clone Wars #1 is out of reach, bro. It's out of reach. A 9.8 is out of reach, man. Like it's very expensive, especially that incentive, the incentive by Filoni, the Filoni cover. That's just way out of reach, man. Yeah. And I think the same thing is going to happen with Sabine because, as hardcore collectors, hardcore Star Wars fans, we know who she is. Soft collectors are going to try to catch up, man. And I think that from what I saw and what you saw, man, it was a great trailer, man. Yep. It looks really like a real gunslinging Star Wars with that rebel kind of feel to it still, but in live action, man. So that's my pick, man. That's my pick for my freezer, man. Get you some Sabine, Kanan number 6. And next up, man, we got Ja. What you got, bro?
Okay, so this one comes on the heels of San Diego Comic-Con next week.
Interesting.
We all know that I think Keanu Reeves is supposed to be there, and from what I've been seeing a lot of is a lot of people are now, posting their Berserker books and things like that. And I was like, okay, there's like about a million Berserker books each. So I'm going with John Wick because John Wick 4 is coming out in March of next year.
Yep.
And I thought it might be a good time to buy John Wick and that series. And Ian, I think I sent you some other pictures of the first number 1, that is, and variant covers. There's a couple of variant covers that are out there that are just just great.
I got in the next slide for you, man. Because I'm agreeing with you with John Wick, man. I'm actually gonna bring this book to Comic-Con because Keanu Reeves is gonna be there. Maybe he might do a sign. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to bump into him, bro, and get one of these signed by Keanu Reeves. I'm a big fan too.
You'll be surprised. You might bump into him just walking around somewhere. Like, so it's good to bring it. It's a good idea to bring it. Yeah. He's known for this going and sitting in random places like this.
I've heard the same thing.
Bro, I'm bringing it's gonna be in my little my Hex backpack, man. I'm gonna have at least 2 John Wicks in there. Because, bro, I mean, all of us grew up with Keanu Reeves, and all of us here, we're all old enough to remember Speed, bro. Come on, man, Speed, and then you got The Matrix, then you got Bill and Ted's, Adventure and all that stuff, man. We all know Dan was a Bill and Ted fan. I'm gonna wake Dan up, man, over there, but yeah.
No, I think this is a good pick. I mean, you're getting John Wick. They pushed it back. I don't know the reason why. I forgot the reason why, but I thought they were doing a 4 and 5, if I'm not mistaken. But the movie's like a cult classic from the first one.
It is.
The first one is one of the last few movies that have high sales in DVDs and rentals. If that's how long ago the first one came out, but and that's what drove the sequels. And then once the second, third one came out, it was the rest is history. And then they showed a training with the done with it, and it's a lot goes on with that role, and a lot of people love Keanu Reeves. At the end of the day, when you read about him more and more, and the stuff he does, you just
seems like a humble dude.
Yeah, it's a guy you want to root for, and it's everybody wants to see his movies. So
yeah, agree.
He's just a cool guy, man. He has like the ultimate swag, bro. Just.
And this comic book series is pretty good too.
The Berserker, yeah, man, it's good, man. That's what I'm thinking, man. He has to be doing a sign, bro, because he's doing Berserker, and Matt Kent's gonna be there too. Both of them are gonna sit down for a signing. Who knows, man? Like, why not, right? Why not at the biggest Comic-Con in the world, man? You know what I'm saying? Or one of the biggest ones, man. So let's check what the prices are on these. So 19.8. I only saw 19.8 for $345, which still is. I want a raw though, right? I mean, what do you think, Ja? I want a raw because I want to get it signed by Keanu, bro.
Yeah.
I want a raw, man. So let's check out what the raws look like, man. So there you go, man. So raw sold on December, bro. They haven't been selling. So this is the most recent stuff right here. So December 21st for $15, man. November $30. In October they were going for about $10 to $20, and in September they were under $20. So still a great book to pick up, man. But Ja had these books as well. So go ahead, Ja. These are great covers too, man.
Some really good.
That fire one is clean.
Fire one, yeah. I like the fire one, and of course, the photo cover. Those are always popular as well.
That photo cover is sick, bro. I like that photo cover, man.
You got a Sienkiewicz cover as well, right there, and
the second movie I'm watching tonight.
But yeah,
well,
I like the fire cover a lot personally. So.
And this is a Bill Sienkiewicz
How much is that
right
one
here
going
too.
for?
Yeah,
that's all you had to say.
It's not available, bro. The Sienkiewicz right here is going for FMV. Is they say $2.20, bro. So
some of the other ones were incentives. I think the photo one is a 1 in 10. And I think the white one was a 1 in 25. I think not 100%. I think I'm pretty sure the photo ones, because a lot of those photo covers usually are 1 in 10s, but they're usually really obtainable. Until, I hate to say it, when somebody passes away, then all of a sudden the photo cover becomes more than 1 in 25s. But I've seen that around. That's one you definitely could find in dollar.
But check this one out though, right here for San Diego Comic-Con. So Bill Sienkiewicz will actually be at San Diego Comic-Con. I think he has his own booth, or he's with a booth. So if you get lucky enough, you get this one signed by Bill, and then get signed by Keanu, bro. Shit, that's. I mean, to me, man. I mean, Bill Sienkiewicz is like one of my top 3 favorite artists, bro.
Yeah,
and then,
I agree.
I mean, I would say
Keanu, that's like a 101.
Bro, that would be so sick, right? Like, but I'm swearing, man. Like Keanu, like he'll walk around. I think he's the type of guy who would just walk around the con, bro, as himself, you know, and just be like, "Hey, hi, hey, hi," like, "Hey, whoa, yeah," you know, Keanu, bro, so, but yeah, man.
You look like Keanu Reeves. Whoa.
Bro. So for all y'all to go, he'll be there on Friday, man. His panel's on Friday with Matt Kent for the Boom Studios panel in Hall H. So that's a day to keep a lookout for Mr. Keanu Reeves. Maybe that day or the day before, man. What if Keanu Reeves tried to like act like a cosplayer and just dressed up like John Wick, bro, and walked around like, I'm not John Wick. I'm Keanu, man.
He can get away with it.
I know he could though, right? He could probably get away with it, man. So that would be dope. But, that would be so awesome, though. I'd be like, Keanu, you listening, bro? Just do it, bro. Do it. Walk around as John Wick, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, great pick, John. I'm with you on these ones too, man. Next up, man, is Kirk, man. What you got, bro?
I got Avengers the new Avengers #1, which is the first appearance of the Squirrel Princess, and I'm just surprised that this book is the reason why I'm putting it on the freezer. Surprised this book is so cheap. The second print is worth a little bit more, but it's going for a little bit more. But like, aren't they? They're doing a Secret Invasion series, and I'm just surprised people aren't like hopping on this book as much as. I'm trying to finish this run myself, so I would just hop on this book and get it as cheap as you can right now, because once we see her in that series, which we're going to see her in the series, like this book is going to go up in price.
What's the one that they all want, bro? Like the that second print. I'm gonna look it up real quick, man.
It's the FOMO. It's the FOMO. They gotta wait till they see something, and even though they know it's coming and know it's cast and everything else, it's kind of funny with how things work.
Yeah, the second print looks. I usually don't go for second prints, but the second print on this one looks a lot better, honestly.
Yeah, I got the second print on here as well, man. So like everybody's after the number 40. That's when she actually shows up as herself, and that second print there is like worth a lot. But yeah, man, I got the second print on this one too. But just check the prices. So Frankie, she's being played by what's her name, right? The Dragon Queen. What's her name? Dragon Queen. Is that right? Am I right?
Yeah, from what's it?
Yeah. I'm looking at the picture right now. Yeah.
Amelia something, right? Amelia. Come on, chat. Y'all know, man. Amelia something.
I'm bad with names.
Me too. Bro. She played the Terminator's mom. Like you guys know who she is, right?
Yeah, she's a great actress.
She is, man. She's a good action actress, man. So the prices on these for 9.8 is $94, $50, $100. So kind of rangy. I would buy 9.8 for $50, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and then in July it's selling for. There you go, man. There's one sold for $14 on July 1st, Kirk. So it's kind of going up, man. Yeah, going up. But you had mentioned this one as well, the second print right there.
I love that one. It looks so cool. And I'm biased because I love David Finch's art.
That's nice, dope. Sure. That's a nice cover.
Yeah.
Bro, now I got another one to put on my list. Thanks, man. I like that, bro. I like that a lot, man. Yeah. But I mean, what do you guys think, man? You think she's gonna? You think Varenki's gonna be a character that's a one shot, or is she gonna be have some longevity in the MCU, man?
I mean, if they want to do more cosmic stuff, they're gonna. I would hope that they would keep her around.
Yeah.
I think this book will pop more if we get a title called The New Avengers for like the movie.
Agreed.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I hate to say it like that. It's it's the society we live in, but I mean, I think she'll be longer going because they're gonna do more cosmic stuff. It's inevitable, like Thanos would say.
Yeah, it's inevitable, man.
Well, we're coming to the end of phase 4 and we're entering phase 5 at some point. To be honest, I don't really know where the MCU is going.
Me either, man. I'm with you. Go ahead, Dan.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dan. Like it's kind of they're kind of going to all these different places, man. But hopefully, like like Feige has a plan where he brings it all together. They're like, that's what you were doing, I'm so stupid.
Y'all didn't see that?
Oh, man.
Out of all the stuff that probably Eternals was probably the one that meant the most out of all those. I mean, meant the most, not the best movie, but meant the most. And I think the next 3 movies was going to tell where we're going in the future, which includes Black Panther, the Marvels, which some people might not be interested in, but I think that's going to be a good movie because you got especially 2 actresses I really want to see. Miss Marvel and Monica Rambeau and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think the next 3 movies are going to be a telltale sign for the MCU.
I agree. I think it's more of a tie-in phase. Just like they do some shows, I think it's tying in, different phases of what they have planned.
I just hope they work, man, because I haven't watched Thor yet, so I'm gonna keep all my opinions about it off. I'm gonna go in there with an open mind, man. And you guys watched Thor yet?
I
did. Wow. I saw it yesterday. Yeah.
What'd you think, Dan? Like without a spoiler.
Well, I was going to talk about it in our next show, which is next week, by the way. It was very entertaining. I probably shouldn't comment because I'll probably spoil too many elements. There's too many things that could leak out, so we could wait till next time. But it was definitely worth seeing. Definitely worth seeing.
Okay.
And here we go, man. Let me see what's the chat. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing well, world building right now. This is from James with the new characters in the new world. What's up, James? And James, man, I mentioned your 9.6 you were selling, bro, for $600 at the yellow label for Heir to Empire, bro. I didn't know if you heard that, but yeah, man, that was a good price, bro. I was trying to get a homie to buy it. I was like, bro, buy that book. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And then Not Near Mid says, guys, I think Feige's plan is just to introduce more characters, set up each movie and TV show to the next movie and TV show, and make billions. Of course, bro. It's all about making that billion.
Can we get the mutants at least? You can make more billions.
Oh, but we just eat it up, bro. We eat it up, bro. Like, man, that show kind of sucked on Disney Plus, but I'm gonna keep it anyway. We just eat that shit up.
Yeah, but the problem is, though, we're gonna get tired of just eating stuff we didn't really care for, and so the interest is going to start waning if they don't step up their game and sort of go back to. They don't have to do word for word for what the comics said and did, but they need to dovetail with what we grew up with Silver and Bronze Age.
Well, they also have to introduce all these characters too. Like there's all these characters the general public doesn't really even know. Even Moon Knight, a lot of people didn't know either. So it's a good way to introduce the next, I guess, level of characters. What C, D characters, I guess you could say, and I think that's
they're introducing a lot. And what I've been telling people before, Marvel is giving us characters that we love, but writing them for people who have no idea what Marvel or MCU comics are. So a lot of people have been upset about stuff. Just take a step back. Just realize that we're not even 1% of the moviegoer TV show audience.
Yeah, bro.
And as long as we keep getting stuff like that, because who would have thought in a world, we would be getting this type of content. So let's take a step back, because a lot of people don't want Miss Marvel, but guess what? Miss Marvel, I hate to say it, it's probably been the best TV show. Plus
it's really good, bro.
I love it. Yeah,
I'm sorry to get people mad about that, but it has been. So I'm curious to see what this last episode is going to be about that, because pretty much the show's wrapped, but this next episode is going to lead to something, which I think is going to lead to the movie Marvels. So,
this is the way I think of. I'm gonna back you up, Russell, about what you just said, like about the comic community, like we're 1%, bro. The comic community is so small that I'm looking at the live chat and I know everybody's first name. That's how small the comic book community is, right, guys? Like I go to another show and just be in a live chat. I know everybody's first name there too. Right. Could be 100 people. We all know each other in this small little community that we have. So we may not like Miss Marvel because they're not doing it the way the book does it. We may not like what's going on, but there's these The other faction, 99% of the world, has no freaking idea what's happening. They're just rolling with it.
And they're loving it. And they're loving it. Yeah. And it's written well. That's why I have high hopes for She-Hulk, because that trailer, the writing sounds good when they did it. Like the CGI might have not been 100%, but the more you talk to people who do that for a living, they'll tell you for TV shows, CGI is done at the last hour. Meaning, yes, it's not bad, but it's not bad because what they're telling me is that they have to put something out to get people talking about it, and that's what they did. But this is a TV show; it's not a movie, so it's not going to be fully done because of the amount of money that they have to stretch and the stuff they have to do for it. But as long as the writing is good, I'm okay. It has to. It makes sense. It leads to something. I'm very curious because you got to think about it. She's a lawyer defending villains. That's what I got from that trailer. I want to see how it goes. How that tears her apart, being that she comes from a superhero side. You know?
And going back to like phase 1 when we had the first Iron Man, the first Captain America movie, like that wasn't all wrapped up in a nice like gift box for us to open up and enjoy, right? Like it was kind of going everywhere too until it all brought it in at Civil War. When Civil War happened, bro, we were like, oh fuck, now I get it, right? So it gives Feige a chance, y'all. Man, like I know we've been getting it so good for like the last 10-15 years of what Marvel's been doing. They have a good formula, man. So I'm keeping an open mind. Man. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to the chat, man, because there's a lot of good stuff going on here. So James goes, Captain Universe is going to be the next biggest character in MCU. I'd love to see that, man. I'd like to see that. Then not near Rob goes, question is to current nobody. Hey, do you like money? Ever hear of a Phyla Vel, Moondragon, Tigra, Hellcat? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dead on Hoodrat. Everybody just needs to pump their brakes, man. Yeah. And then Reese says, we are a tight community. Yep, we all know each other's names here, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Miss Marvel is excellent. This is from James, and we should see Captain Marvel within this run. A lot of folks didn't even know that they were looking at the hidden cities of Terra Genesis, which is a city of Inhumans. There we go, bro. Then Hyper's in the house, bro. Look,
Hyper's
in the house, bro. Do I even know Hyper's first name yet? Did anybody know Hyper's first name yet?
I don't actually, and I should.
Dude, Hyper, bro. You're the only person we don't know the first name. We just know you by hype, bro. Come on, man.
He's a man of mystery. He's a man of mystery.
He's a man of mystery. That's a crazy way, bro. Like for you to be a kind of a YouTube, people know you from YouTube and they don't know your name. Like that's you're doing it right, hype. I guess. So. And then Rob says everybody's busy talking about She-Hulk, and all they can think of is will she break the fourth wall, man?
I can answer that from somebody I know. Yes.
Go ahead, bro. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's the easy answer. So yes, no question. Yes. She will break the fourth wall. Will it be like Deadpool? No, but she will break the fourth wall. And you kind of see that towards that trailer a little bit on certain things she does. She looks at the camera on certain things when she's carrying the guy to the bedroom. She actually looks at you.
You know what? Look at Hype. Hype goes, and you'll never know his first name. So you know what, man? No. You know what, Hype? You know what, Hype? Let's give Hype a first name right now. I'm gonna go for Tim. What are you gonna go for, Joe? What are you gonna give Hype's first name, bro?
Man, I don't know, man. We'll call him Steve, I guess.
Steve, okay. How about Dan? Let's give Hype a first name, bro.
I was also going to say a Steve. Steve's kind of, I don't know why that pops in my head, Steve, but I think John's onto something.
2 for Steve. What do you got, Kirk?
I don't know. Jerry popped in my head.
Jerry. Who that? What are you saying, bro?
Oh my God! I have
well, either way, Steve won.
Oh my God, Brian! Yes, that's
Brian.
All right. He has a name that he doesn't want to tell people.
Yeah, probably like Cornelius or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Hyper is one of the nicest people in all the comic community. He's a real prince, and I'm happy that he's in our community because anyway, he brings a lot to the table.
Hey man, so we got three Steves though. So you're a
Steve-O.
Your first name is Steve, Hype, bro. So we're gonna be here's Steve. Steve says, guys, you know my complexion, right? How do you get Tim and Steve?
I've never seen him, man. Does anybody
It's Steve for short. It's Steven. His name's
Steven. Scuba Steve,
Okay.
bro.
Scuba
We got
Steve.
Daryl from Thor. Quentin Tarantino. He is, bro. You might be. Alejandro, bro. There you go. There you go. Alejandro, bro. But Steve wins, bro. So, Steve, we love you, man. We love you, Steve. All right, man. So, next up, man. Next up is let me see if I can pull this up. If it will move. I have a spin. Oh, there we go, man. What do you got? What do you got for us? Hoodrat?
All right, so we got a book that everybody should have. And I know you're gonna go over some numbers, but I also looked at some numbers as well in GPA. But this is Fantastic Four 36, early FF key, first appearance of Medusa, first appearance of the Frightful Four. We've been getting hints all along with A-Force, all the way back from the Endgame. Who's a major member of the A-Force, Medusa. She is also an Inhuman, which we're getting hints of Inhuman stuff. It's a book that doesn't get the respect it does, being a FF key and under 52. And it's a book that it can be a major key or major grail or whatever you want to call it in your collection that you can spend as little as $200 on.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
And there's numerous modern books that we can speak of that cost over $200. So it's a must-have book in my opinion, and I think you can get, like I said, any grade at a very good price.
All right, man. John, man, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I love the pick. Who that?
All the time, bro. Who that always be picking on the good things, bro?
Come through, man. And, he and I haven't really had a lot of conversations, but we need to. This is a great pick. Medusa's gonna be a big character. She's been featured in a lot of other books too. I think there's a classic Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man cover where she's strangling Spider-Man.
I want that cover. Yeah, I think it's like 61 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think it's a great pick, and again, who that come through, man.
Yeah, great pick, bro.
This is in my wheelhouse. I mean, this among others are so much on the list, and as the prices come down, it's Silver and Bronze Age all the way for me. I'm not touching modern, with the exception of the first Miles Morales. I'm going to Silver and Bronze.
Yeah. Kirk, I know you like it too, bro. I see that look. Sparks in your eyes.
I have my copy right here.
Nice.
Let me see.
This is like one of my first like Fantastic Four grails that I picked up.
Oh, nice.
Praise. So I agree. Like I'm a huge Inhumans fan, so I'm definitely down for any book that has the Inhumans in it.
It's a beautiful cover too, man. I'm a purple cover lover. So
Me too.
The purple, man.
Purple's my favorite color.
Me too, bro.
What's up, Kevin?
Kevin's in the house, bro. What's up, Kevin, man? See, we know everybody by their first name, bro. Right?
Yeah, you mentioned
Mike. Right,
Kevin's
Mike.
Now that you mention it, I don't remember the color purple being so dominant on a cover before. Certainly not Marvel or Marvel Silver Age. I think that's the only one.
No, the issue right after has a lot. I think the whole cover is purple. I think Fantastic Four 37.
Okay.
Because I was looking at it to talk about this book, and I was like, oh, issue 37.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yes.
That little Fantastic Four run right there, they use purple a lot because of Galactus. The next couple of issues after that as well. So.
What you got? What you got there? Who that?
That's issue 37. If you could see it on the screen. Like all purple all around it.
Oh, so, no. I gotta look at my box if I got that, bro. I just love purple, man, on any covers, bro. Especially on Silver Age because it's such a great. The color on these Silver Age books are so great, man.
How overlooked is the Fantastic Four run from 1 to like 60,
still,
70,
bro?
80? Yeah, man.
What's going on, man?
It's catching fire a little bit, but man,
it catches fire, then it kind of dips.
Yeah,
and it catches a little fire. You can't get no momentum.
I can pick the 5 issues that have caught fire, and honestly, this is not one of them. But you got issue 1 with 4 and 5, and then issue 48 and 49, and
Yeah.
And not even 52, in my opinion, has actually caught fire. Actually, that one's that's cool. Now that could be on the freezer
I
list
want
too.
that book.
Yeah, this book is super on like the freezer list when you start showing the numbers.
Well, in the I'm sorry, Jack. Go ahead.
I'm going to you answer.
I was just going to say that in the comics, the Fantastic Four were so interwoven with all of Marvel, and now it's a gigantic gaping hole because as yet there still is no Fantastic Four movie, and hopefully they get this right. But up until now, it has been a major hole in storyline across the board because again, there's no Fantastic Four to interweave with the MCU.
Mm-hmm. If you look at like issue 20, I think 26, 27, they have a crossover with X-Men because X-Men they wanted to make it more popular. I mean, it's just that whole run right there. I just feel like it's being overlooked.
I mean, when you look at a lot of those books, the Fantastic Four was helped to sell it. Daredevil 1, they put Fantastic Four and Spider-Man on the cover.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 1 had Fantastic Four crossover.
Yeah, you're right.
This issue by itself, if you look at the Frightful Four, that's Sandman, Pace Pot Pete, and I'm forgetting the other person besides Medusa because Medusa's the first appearance, but those are all other characters from other comics.
Oh, the Wizard,
the Wizard, Pace Pot Pete, and Sandman. So they have Stan Lee, and I hate to say it, but Stan Lee knew how to tie all that stuff together.
He did.
Right here, man. References Fantastic Four, first family of Marvel, man. So great pick, man. Great. Let's check out the prices on these, man. So for 9.6, about $5,000. 9.4, $3,000. I mean, and these were back in August 20th, man. I mean, people haven't been buying.
I hate to say it, for a 9.4, that seems like a low price. Because if you look at prices of certain books, that seems too low. If he's telling me if I save up $3,000, I can get a 9.4 of this book, how old this book is,
right?
And then some of the I don't know if you're gonna go back, but some of the pricing also is like you can get literally a 5.5 or a 5.0. 5.5 literally just sold last month for $223.
Really?
Whoa.
Yes.
Bro,
that's why I put this on my list. It's just that you literally can have a couple $100 and get you a mid-grade copy, graded, not raw.
There you go, man. 3.0 so for $195, a 7.0 for $372. So a 3.0 for $170. That's not bad for a kind of a major key for this one, man.
It's
7.0. Someone got a deal on that 7.0.
Yep. And that's one of those things I always tell you. You just look at stuff, save a little bit of money, and get you a nice copy.
Yeah, man. Huh. Great pick, bro. Great pick, man.
I agree.
So, all right, man. It's we got to move on to my favorite part of the show. One of my favorite parts besides Dan's segment, but y'all know what's up. All right, man. We're doing the hell no's, man. These are books on the top 10 or top 20 of any damn top 10 show or top 10 list that we feel like you guys shouldn't be spending money on that sucker, man. Go buy you some Fantastic Four 1 through 50, 1 through 60s instead of these books, man. So first off is what you got, Ja?
Oh, it's me? Okay, right on. Yeah. So this is Raising Dion, and I've
never heard of this.
Set this one up. It's an indie comic, right? And I'm not saying that I wouldn't buy it just to read it. I actually would probably buy it to read it. But the problem is that this is one of those print to order books.
Oh,
one of those. Investment wise, I wouldn't do it. It's a hell no for investment. But the story is pretty good. I think it's a single mother who's raising a superhero child on her own. So it seems pretty interesting. So I just want to, make sure everybody knows it's not like a total hell no, but it's not an investment hell no. It's printed.
There you go, man. Even Rob pointed out, bro. Raising Dion is a print to order, man. So that is so that means this is a big. All All right, man. Next up is Kirk, bro. Kirk's stepping up with this one. Go ahead, Kirk.
Yeah, I think the last like Hail to the Nas have been like books over $1,000 for me. And this is first appearance of Miles Morales. I'm not hating. No, I have the first appearance of Miles Morales. It's just I wasn't a fan of this cover, and then I don't understand the random Thanos down there with the muscle shirt on. It's just this cover threw me off. I like the Doom. The Doom and the Black Cat is clean, but I just was not a fan of this cover. And then for it to be almost a $6,000 book, like hell no.
How much was a 9.8 going for this? Like I remember Frankie.
9.8 last sold for $40,000.
No, wow. Get that shit out of here.
I got one even better for you. That's why I kind of laughed. I laughed at this being a hell no. Yeah. I laughed at this being a hell no. This is a 9.6.
Let me see.
But $10,000.
No.
Wow. Hold on. I'm not finished.
No.
Wow. That's crazy.
So that's why I kind of laughed when you said hell no, because people are still buying this book.
It's a mild book. It's a mild book.
Are we in a recession, bro? What the hell?
It's a mild book. That's what's up with Miles.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess.
But I mean, even the second print of this book, I would get that over this cover.
Sarah Pacelli. Oh my god, the white Sarah Pacelli.
Yes, I want that cover.
Oh man, I remember when the Sarah Pacelli was always on the rack, bro. Are we talking about the right one, the white cover?
Yeah, I literally found a short box of that like at a dollar shop.
Bro, I'll tell you a story, man. I went to his collection and this guy had like 5 of them. And then it popped, right? And I was trying to call the guy like, hey, man, can I still go look at your collection, bro? Someone bought the collection. Oh, man. I was like, because he wanted all those Miles books, bro. He got all of them.
Wow.
So I was like, but you got to hell not to this one. Go ahead, Dan.
But for that kind of money, if I had the $10,000, I'd buy a Fantastic Four 5 any day over this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I buy a low-grade Amazing Fantasy 15, bro.
Now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'd get, man. It's,
I have this book. I have this book already that I've traded. I traded trade for it, and I got this book, right? So this is a hell no for me as well. I would not purchase this book at the price that it's selling for. Right. Yeah. I'm happy I got it when I did, but I did. This is not.
Right.
Yeah. So is it? So go ahead, Kirk. Hell no?
Hell no.
All right, man. So this one, man.
No!
This is a repeat offender. I think someone had picked this one before, and I'm agreeing with Russell on this because I was gonna pick this one too. Who that? And you picked that like okay, we're on the same track here. Go ahead, man. I don't get it either, bro. I don't get it.
That's what I'm trying to say. Why is this popular? Why is this as expensive as it is? You have first appearances of names that sound ridiculous. Sea Spider. The 9.8s are selling for
Sea Spider.
We're about to go over some.
How about the Garden Spider, bro? Like,
look. The print count is 19,000.
Spider Air, Spider.
So the print count is 19,000, but it's selling for more in a 9.8 than this book that has a print count of 25,000. So that one has 19,000. This has 25,000. What characters in the MCU? All right, and then the 9.8 is selling for. I'm about to kill you guys. The 9.8 is selling for the same price of this book.
No, I'm gonna sell mine.
Wow. I would trade. If I have a knife, I have a couple of these. I would send them in.
What would you want? The 9.8 of that or this? I'm just saying that or this.
I want that. Yeah.
I want to trade of that, bro.
So that's why I put it on my list because it doesn't make any sense. And these make sense the ones I showed to you. And these are actual grails in my opinion. Books that I really want and I have, but I have no use of that book. It's no reason why. It's not even. I don't even know who made the cover. Like it's not like it's made by like Jack Kirby's last art or something. Like what? I don't understand it. It is what it is, and I'm pretty sure my shop has one, but I'm not gonna ask them for it. So
I remember this book was on the shelf for a long time.
This was on my pool for a minute. Oh, I mean, it was on my pool. I read the whole series. It was all right, but
Yeah,
I don't agree with the prices.
I actually found one in a back bin, and then one of my friends is looking for it. I was like, you can take it, bro. Like, I'm not even trying to, like I have my 9.8s I'm gonna send in, and I'm gonna get one of those, the ones that you showed over there, Russell, man. So
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do. It makes more sense. I would send it in, fast track it, because you'll get it back in like 2 weeks with CGC. Get your 9.8, sell it for 20% under what that $1,700 is, so you can get a quick sale, and use that money to buy your NYX or your Vengeance, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Bro, the matter of fact is that when the movie comes out, when the, Into the Spider-Verse 2 comes out, none of these characters are gonna show up, and this is gonna be a $300 9.8. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, it is
bro.
a fact. It is 100% a fact. If Vengeance 1 can go from a $2,000 book to an $800 book, this can go from $1,700 book probably to under $300 book.
Under $300 book, bro. None of them show up, man.
Yeah,
so either don't buy it or get rid of it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm saying. If you have it, get rid of it. Yeah.
And hell no. All right, man. Dan, you guys ready, man? You guys ready to get some knowledge here?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Comic Book Corner. I'm Dan De La Torre. A new feature on the Comic Book Corner show. A shout out, because we are such an integrated community. I'm going to shout out our good friends at the Comic Book Kingpins. They're on every Monday at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. They have such a great show. I just wanted to share one segment with them that they did a couple weeks ago. With everything as expensive as they are, they have something called a trade center. And what that is you trade, let's say, a Hulk 1. Would you trade that for an Amazing Fantasy 15? Their trade here was a Thor 1, the first cover appearance of Jane Foster, for 2 tanks of gas. Guess who won? Guess who won?
No.
Yeah.
No.
But that's the kind of creative fun that these guys have. So a huge shout out to the Comic Kingpins. Again, check them out every Monday before our show. What I wanted to talk about today was there is one major company that seems to have gone to the wayside, a company you might have heard of called Detective Comics or DC Comics. And one thing that kind of stuns everyone is that this company, for the better part of 50 years or so, dominated the comic book market in a big way. What happened to this group? And what I wanted to do was imagine if I or you had taken over this organization. What would you do to get them back on track? What I would do would go back into their timeline, go back into their past, because they had a number of successful series, a number of successful franchises. They could be revived, but I think that's probably where I would start. So let's go back to looking at DC and see what we could sort of salvage from this company, because they definitely need salvaging. There's, as we go through this, you're going to be seeing a rich history that DC has. Let's start from the very, very beginning. Action Comics #1 and Detective 27, 2 classics I've never even seen in person, by the way. These comics are so expensive, if I sold my entire collection, I couldn't get one page of either one of these books here. But these were back in the late 30s. So imagine you are, before the World War II is about to happen, you see this image of this man who could lift a vehicle that's probably maybe 3 tons above his head. He could fly. It was completely mind-blowing. It had to be. Now, they didn't stop there, because Detective 27 came out, I believe, the following year with Bob Kane, an incredible character, great detective abilities. And then they had Green Lantern, they had The Flash, and then Wonder Woman. So they were off to this incredible start, and they absolutely dominated the comics from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. They became so popular, there were movies that came out, mostly Superman movies, because he was their signature and premier star. This is George Reeves in the 1952 to 1958 television series. When I was a kid, George Reeves was Superman. He was everything that you would expect. He was a character at the time where, keep in mind that the 50s was a very stoic Victorian era, and he was basically a Boy Scout who could do no wrong, and he was always looking out to help people. But again, they captured the imagination for the longest time. Now, also in the 50s, they also had to deal with a book called The Seduction of the Innocent with Dr. Wortham, who almost brought down the entire comic industry. But DC was still very much on top, and they stayed the course and survived that very, very difficult time. And they maintained their status of being number one all the way until the 70s. They even survived the Marvel Silver Age boom. Now, Reeves was the very first, and then we went into what was the next? What's next on our list? Ian, we have that's some black and white issues. Look at the cast there. That was just a fun cast, and people loved the Superman character. And again, he was it for the better part of 30 years. But then came along another character called Batman. And this is the Adam West and Burt Ward Batman, that's the dynamic duo that I grew up with. Again, great actors. The next to no special effects for both the Superman shows and the Batman shows. It was a little bit campy, but it worked. I mean, people were talking about people watched the Batman series religiously. It had high ratings, and again, good acting was where it was at. The stories themselves they're a little fun to watch if you watch them today. But again, the domination for DC happened for the longest time. But let's talk a little bit about the Batman series with Adam West and Burt Ward. Look at that all-star cast here. You've got Lee Merriweather. No, pardon me. Is that Lee? Yeah, that's Lee Merriweather. The other Catwoman was Julie Newmar, and it's a fun thing to say which one was hotter. I would go for Julie Newmar. Frank Gorshin as the Riddler. Who is Burgess Meredith is the Penguin, and the immortal Cesar Romero as the Joker. An outstanding cast, and they were pop culture and the icons for television for decades. But I bring this up because you want to have a cast that has chemistry, and they clearly did have a chemistry, whether they were standalone issues or they teamed up with each other, which should happen in the movie. And I think they did this a few times in the series, if I remember. But that's what DC should be looking for: chemistry, good storyline, and just something that's fun. What else do we have, Ian? And you got to throw some sex appeal. And you had Yvonne Craig as Batgirl. Look at a sexy character, fun character. So you have to have the sort of combination as they did back in the 60s, because it was very popular. The series was long lasting. We talk about it. Well, we don't talk about it this day because that was a generational thing. That was, if you grew up in the 60s and 70s, that was the Batman and Robin duo that we remember from the television series. Speaking of television, there was another successful show that they had, and that was by the way, I had to throw this in. That is still one of the sexiest Batmobiles out there. I had the pleasure of riding in one at a Comic-Con several years ago in San Jose. It was $50 to sit in and take your picture. And if you, because there's a company that makes those things, take my word for it, do it. Pay the $50 or whatever they charge. But let's move on to the other series that I'm bringing back memories here. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was a fun show, but mostly because of the attractiveness of Linda Carter. She was a gorgeous woman, and the stories were, again, a bit campy, but also fun. And remember, this is 1975. But bottom line, it worked. And as we continue on this timeline, DC should be taking note from these series and shows and movies that they had success with, because it's almost like that they can't get any traction because they're good at putting the pieces together, assembling the pieces, but they're horrible at putting the pieces together. This piece certainly worked. We still talk about Linda Carter to this day. Next, we went back to the movies, or DC went back to the movies, and they chose not George Reeves, but Christopher Reeve, which is no relation, by the way. In my personal opinion, I know this generation grew up with Christopher Reeve. If you grew up in the late 70s or early 80s, he was the Superman that you remember. He looks like the Superman character, but in my personal opinion, his acting skill was nowhere near the skill of George Reeves. But it was very popular. I think that was 3 or 4 movies into that series lasted. It was fun, and then they started to sort of get silly towards the end. But that was really the last Superman character until, well, we'll talk about the latest one that they have. But they haven't had any decent Superman characters because it's a difficult role for a couple reasons. One, playing the Man of Steel today is very, very difficult. People have gotten away from this Captain America or the Steve Rogers characters in the 80s and 90s. They wanted something more aggressive. They wanted more Batman, and they wanted Wolverine, more aggressive characters. So the Boy Scout characters of those two aforementioned characters sort of went to the wayside for a while. But in 1989, there was the Batman craze, and they brought in Batman with a character named Michael Keaton. Another character I'd also disagreed with at the time for this reason. Michael Keaton is a fine actor, but he's a comedic actor. And I didn't think he would fit the Batman role. I still don't think that to this day. But again, you can't change the minds of young people at the time who grew up with this character and were looking forward to him in a reboot of some sort at some point in the future with DC. The movies weren't too bad, although what made that movie was his co-stars, mostly Jack Nicholson, who was an experienced veteran actor. He absolutely made the movie because of his ability. No question about it. That plus, oh shoot, who was the other person? I wrote all this stuff down there. By the way, this whole segment here took an awful lot to prepare because there's so much rich history with DC. I'm looking for it here. I don't see it. But Nicholson again was an exception to that movie and made the movie. If he wasn't in, by the way, I think the movie would not have done as well. But if you remember back in 1989 and through the early 90s, there was a new bat craze. I mean, if you were producing a movie, you had to get past the Batman scenario first. But again, it's another example of what worked. Next on the list, what do we have, Ian? Oh, that is Val Kilmer, a very young and still handsome Val Kilmer, who did the third Batman movie. I personally believe he was the better choice for Bruce Wayne. I mean, he looked the part, he acted the part, he was more professional, less comedic, more of a serious role. Sadly, the man has had some very serious health issues. I actually saw him in person not that long ago. Let me just say, I'll be very kind, he doesn't look like that anymore. But that was a very fun movie with oh shoot, who was that person who played Harvey Two-Face? That was the better of the three movies. Then they did who played the fourth movie? Who was the Batman? What was it? George Clooney. Yeah. That was a silly, campy movie with Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. They didn't take that movie seriously, and even on a Sunday afternoon we have nothing better to do, I still wouldn't recommend you do that because the Bat phase really had ended. What's next on the list here, Ian? Oh, the Batman series. When they rebooted this in 2005, I actually thought at the time that it was too soon to reboot the Batman movie because we just had the aforementioned four movies. And I almost didn't see it. But I'm glad that I did because I was totally wrong. Christian Bale actually nailed this, and the storyline was absolutely exceptional. And look at the all-star cast that they had here. They had Liam Neeson, you had Michael Caine, and you also had Cillian Murphy as the Scarecrow. And all those actors did an exceptional role, and it reignited the interest in Batman. Now, I mention these characters because these are veteran actors, and these were the components to build off what would have been a DC universe. But for whatever reason, the people deciding to put these movies together and the series together don't seem to connect the dots. They have them as standalone movies or a miniseries, as what happened in this case, and they should have expanded on them. That was the success of the MCU. The second movie, The Dark Knight, that was the legendary Heath Ledger. And he tragically took his own life, and we were all just extremely sad and disappointed because his life ended just before the movie came out. But he was absolutely exceptional as the Joker. And had he not taken his life, I think that would have been a very long-lasting character and probably would have extended the series, simply because of his brilliance. And it's hard to find people of this caliber, people who have long-standing ability. He was it, and they've since replaced him with another character. Walking Phoenix, is it? Who's doing the new Joker? Who they probably should integrate into the new movies. But this Batman had some success, and again, they should have built on it. What else? What do we have here, Ian? What's our next? Oh, this is the current Justice League here. Now, we're sort of coming into where DC is at the moment. This is still the running cast of Justice League, starting with Superman himself. I personally believe Henry Cavill is the best Superman out there. I think he looks the part. He's very professional. He's got the physical build for it. And I like him. He's a very down-to-earth character, if you will, no pun intended. But I think he fits the role better than any other Superman that has been in since George Reeves. And I know that's a powerful statement, but no one else stands out, in my opinion. I think they need to keep him. Again, a veteran actor. You don't want to lose the veteran actors because they know how to play the role. And for Batman, Ben Affleck, he's Ben Affleck, but I would still keep him because we're used to him. But look at the cast they have here. They have Gal Gadot, who is an incredibly sexy and talented actress playing Wonder Woman. The character that used to be a joke with Aquaman isn't a joke anymore, thanks to Jason Momoa, an extremely handsome man, well built, but again, he brings a presence that had not been seen from that character, well, virtually ever until he was cast as Aquaman. And finally, you have Ray Fisher, who is who's Cyborg, a man who's playing. Oh, look at Gal Gadot. Let's just pause for a second. Look at Gal Gadot. That's going to bring our ratings. This picture right here. That'll bring our ratings right up here. But that whole cast of Ray Fisher as Cyborg. And finally, the sad thing with this show is Ezra Miller. We all know the problem with this young man. I love him as the Flash. I thought he was an exceptional character, but sadly he has some personal problems. And DC recently fired him from any future Flash role, which is too bad. You hope that he gets his act together and returns to the big screen. Many actors have done that. Even Robert Downey Jr. had some difficult times in his life, and look how he turned his life around. Ben Affleck, again, he's Ben Affleck. And I'm one of the few people that thinks he actually did a halfway decent job in the old Daredevil movie back in the late 90s, I think it was. I think with any actor or actress, as they get older, they have more experience. And that's why I'm saying Affleck should probably stay. I think he could grow into the role. But I don't think they should start intermixing this team right now. I think they have the components. And again, DC, for whatever reason, they just can't put their pieces together. We all know they rushed the Justice League story. They should have built it up as Marvel did for them, starting with Iron Man in 2008 and slowly, methodically built up the storyline. They could still do that. I don't think they will, though, because they already did a Batman movie several months ago, but they made that a standalone movie. So again, what the whole purpose of looking back through this whole timeline is to see that they had quite a number of elements of success. But one thing they did have success for not that long ago. Ian, do you have the animated pictures? Did those come up? No, the Justice League animated series. If we don't have them, everyone knows what they were. That showed up in 1996 with 92 with the Batman animated series. And then followed by Superman, and that led into the Justice League in the year 2001 to 2004. Those shows were outstanding. The story was good, the voiceovers were excellent, and the animation was exceptional. We still watch them to this day. And then a few years later, the Teen Titans show showed up, which also I love to this day. 2003 to 2006, never mind about Teen Titans Go. That was sort of a fun comedic thing. They probably shouldn't have gone down that road. But again, if you're looking for success, you're looking for traction, you're looking for direction for DC, they need to look very deep into their past. This can be brought back again. As I mentioned, Batman has been brought back a few times. Successful each and every time that they did that, but it takes the right cast, the right writing, and some out-of-the-box thinking. But think about what DC would do if they were to get their act together. There's an already ready-made audience of tens of millions, if not more, throughout the U.S., Canada, and Europe, probably more than that, because, again, they have such a wealth of history. We are still waiting for that magical moment. It's like waiting for a sports team that you've known and loved, but they can't. They always have a losing record. And you look at the pitching staff. You look at the batting lineup. They're all batting under 200. So what you need to do is start doing some mixing and matching and rebuilding. And I would start not with the actors. I would start at the top. I think the biggest problem with DC is somewhere at the corporate level. They're making the wrong decisions. They're bringing the wrong people to either do the writing, the directing, and perhaps the casting, I don't know. But again, they have so much to offer. If only they can get the right traction, this comic market will explode once again, because with Marvel still on a high note, I think the comic market will get a shot in the arm, which I think it sorely needs. Let's move on out of DC to our comic picks. And I'm throwing in a few DC comics today because, again, this is all sort of based on if DC does get its act together. And the first one I have here is it's twofold. To the right is the Batman The Dark Knight Returns. That was by Frank Miller. I was never a Frank Miller fan until that series. That was an exceptional, out-of-the-box storyline. Again, out-of-the-box thinking, DC. Are you listening? It can be done. And by the way, I wish that during the Batman craze of the late 80s, early 90s, they could have brought back the original cast of Adam West, Burt Ward, and the rest of them. They were all still alive at the time. That would have been an exceptional movie that would have made tens of millions, if not more, had they done that right. To the left is The Killing Joke, Pardon me. That's the first print. Those are actually that's pretty reasonable. That's the not the death, the ending of Barbara Gordon, of Batgirl, when she is shot and paralyzed from the waist down, so her career comes to an end. It's a great read. They had like 4 or 5 different prints of that. Now for the Dark Knight, that's a pretty pricey book, but you can get the paperback, which is what I have, just simply for the read and the artwork. It was an exceptional read, and again, that's something probably DC should look into bringing back. The other DC book we have, let's go to these first here. For whatever reason, I guess the reason is the character Spot is supposed to show up in a Marvel show at some point. No one's really buying it. I'm not. I think I have the first appearance, and I don't really care to look in my collection to find it. But the character Spot derives his power from Dagger, from Cloak and Dagger. And I would get your hands on the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger, which is Peter Parker 64. Still very reasonably priced. And they did show up, if I remember correctly, in a Netflix show. The actor and actress is still very young, and I think if they're reprising roles as they're doing with Daredevil and Kingpin and so forth, they would probably bring these two back. This is a prime time to get your hands on a high grade. You can get a high grade raw, get it slab, or just go ahead and buy a high grade and hold on to it. But that's certainly worth the purchase. To the right is this nice Silver Age classic book. If the Fantastic Four does get on track, you're going to have Thing versus Hulk battles. That's an underrated book. That's probably $75 to $100, but certainly worth it in a mid to high grade. I got my high grades early, but look how colorful and fun that cover is. Thing versus Hulk battles have always been fun, and I've always loved those. And I'm waiting for that to happen in the MCU. Next, we have another Thing versus Hulk battle. This is extremely reasonable. This one and the one that follows it, Fantastic Four number 166 and 167. Sad note, when I bought my comics back in 1976, my first Fantastic Four book, 168. I missed it by 2 issues, because that would have been something I would have cherished right away. I had to backtrack and go to a comic store. But these are still very reasonably priced. I believe it was Joe Sinnott that did the artwork on this. So get this one, and I think we have 167, Ian. Or did that not come through? The 167s, if you get them, you have to get them both, because the 2 stories tie into each other. So don't shortchange yourself. And again, they're extremely reasonably priced. Get them raw, just for the storyline. What else do we have, Ian? Oh, well, we had one other that didn't show up. Well, we have to do work on our editing here. I know. I'm sending a lot of pictures that simply aren't going through. The other book I need to mention now is DC Presents number 26, and that is the first appearance of the new Teen Titans. That is still extremely reasonably priced, and I don't think it's all that much of a stretch to sort of compare that to the Marvel's giant size X-Men 1, because that was another beginnings of a new young team. And if you get it, you get the first appearance of not 1 but 3 DC characters. You get Storm, Cyborg, and Raven. And just to have it in your collection, and if they do reboot, I think the Teen Titans, because of their youth, and it could be a fun show, I would probably get your hands on that as soon as you can. In the next episode, we're going to talk about in detail another franchise that has sort of gone to the wayside, and probably one that I know more about than comic books, and that is the Star Trek universe. Started back in the early 60s, this is another franchise that had a deep, rich history, and I'm waiting for someone to bring it back, and that person is not J.J. Abrams, and I'll just leave you at that. Everyone, thank you for joining the Comic Book Corner Show. I'm Dan De La Torre for the Ian Hoodrat Network. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
All right, man. Yeah, I don't know why the pictures don't come through. Like I don't know, Dan. We'll work on it, man. We're working on it, man.
It's problems with a live show.
It happens, man. And let's go back to the live chat here. It says Rob got to go to bed, and he says, great show as always. Looking forward to Dan's part when I wake up, for sure, man. Thank you for coming, Rob.
He's talking about the show, right? He's talking about the show. Just
show,
to clarify.
Your
okay.
part. Your part. Yep, your part of the show. Yep. And before I leave, Spider-Verse number 6, in any way paying more than $20 is for it seriously. And then Rudy says, bringing the knowledge. You're always bringing the knowledge, Dan. Efren says Eartha Kitt was also known as Catwoman. See, there you go.
That's correct. She was more of the feline of the 3 of them, she really put herself into the role. I was just looking at it from a totally selfish point of view and focusing on Julie Newmar.
All right, man. And Ozzy's in the house, man. Late to the party, but you're here, bro. Thank you for coming, Ozzy.
Hey, Ozzy.
Appreciate it, man. And then James, Man of Steel, hands down, one of the best comic book movies.
Yeah,
I
love
like
that movie.
That movie is so good,
the
bro.
The soundtrack alone kills it.
Was that the one where Kevin Costner was in it? That Man of Steel? Dude, I love that movie, bro.
Yeah.
Was it Costner or yes, it was Costner.
Yeah, when he when the tornado comes and he tells him like, nah, man, the world ain't ready for you. And he kind of oh man, that made me cry, bro. I was like, dude, that was a very emotional. I remember that. Don't make me get into look. You're about to go cry too, bro.
And one of the things I loved about that movie was there isn't enough. There aren't enough movies that profile a good. One of the things that's missing in society, and this is a bit of an aside here and a deep subject, fathers in the home, and this profiles the love from this adopted son to his father. He has two fathers, as you remember in the movie here, but they had a huge influence on his life. And that's what the thing I loved about this movie was that there was he had some deep a moral compass. He knew who he was. He had to discover who he was by himself. And of course, his mother helped him along. I think it was a wonderful story of growth. And again, Cavill just nailed that role. And I think they shouldn't lose him.
Yeah, they shouldn't, man. I think he's the best Superman that we got right now. Cavill, man, he's great. Kevin Costner, man, could have been a better Mr. Kent, man. I love that guy too, man. And let's see, Dr. Comics, Aquaman versus the Deep. Oh, dude. Oh man, I hate the Deep, bro. But I hope Aquaman wins that one, man. But hey, Dan, great segment again, man. And let's move on to our next and final segment. Here we go, man. All right, man. So down or clown, man. It's either you're down with it or you're not. But I'm gonna ask you guys. We are in. Everybody's saying it, man. I think we are as well. I think we're almost close to a bear market in comic books. People are still buying books, as we can see, but we are heading towards a bear market where prices are gonna probably hit the bottom. In this type of moment, and with your guys' experience, are you buying or selling, and why? And I'm gonna start with the. With the economist of us all right here, man, and I say that was Hoodrat, man. What are you doing, bro? You are the economist of comic book collectors right now, man.
Actually, at this moment, now it could be different next month, but at this moment, I think it's actually both. I think it's a buying and seller's market.
Yes.
Reason why I say it's both because it all depends on what you have invested into a book. To make it a selling, for you to sell it. If you have a high margins on it, it's not selling for you. But if you have low margins and stuff, and say a book is worth $1,000, but you bought that book for $10, you're not gonna kill yourself to sell it for $700. People might say, "Oh man, it's a buying market." You'd be like, "Yeah, but I bought for $10." Yeah. So that's why I think at the moment it's both buying and selling. More of the buying side if you have the money to do so.
Yep, I agree with you, man. I was selling figures and Funko Pops the last weekend at this one thing, and I was like, some of them were worth like $200-$300, but I was like, yo, man, I'm gonna give you a deal, bro. Like whatever it says, it's like $220. I'm gonna sell it to you for $160 because I bought it for $15. I got my equity. I'm gonna give you a little equity, and we all win, right? So if it drops in price, it'll probably come back down to the price where you bought it, so you're not losing anything, So
when you give somebody a deal like that too, they kind of feel more comfortable buying.
Yeah.
In case the price drops a little bit, they know they have a little bit more room. So that's why I think at the moment it's a little bit of both.
But at the same time, we've already got our equity, right? I mean, we bought the thing for cover or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So, how about you, John? What you doing, bro?
So me, man. Sell the moderns, right? Mm-hmm. Buy key, golden age, silver age, pre-code, bronze age books. So it's a little bit of both, just like Hoodrat just said, and keeping a little cash reserve, I think is probably the most it's a smart thing to do. Stock market's going down and it goes up, and we're in a bull bear market kind of. And so there's a lot of stocks that you can buy. So sometimes you just got to flip your investments around. Crypto is up and down. If you're a crypto player like Ian, maybe that's the key. And flip your investments around. And I'm in the school of buying, like I said earlier, silver, gold, and bronze keys. Anything with first appearances, key issues. It's a good market for that right now. And as we saw at the last con, there's people buying left and right still. And we see a lot of downs on a lot of prices, but I really think that it's a great opportunity to buy some really good, really special books if you have the opportunity.
Yeah, man, and the golden rules, man. No one ever got rich off a bull market buying in a bull market.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Just think about that, man. No one ever got rich buying on a bull market.
Same thing goes for comics and cards and everything. Anything, artwork, what have you. It's a good time.
Yeah. I mean, one of the best investment advice I ever got was buy when everybody's scared. Yeah. That's what you do, man. Right?
You know what else I heard about that is would you get off a roller coaster on going downward, like down? Would you get off the roller coaster, or would you ride it out?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, man. Right? And then what do you do?
I'm sorry. What I don't want to see is a bunch of panic selling. I don't want to see people just dumping books, because that's just going to hurt the economy. I mean, the comic economy, that is.
Yeah. You're kind of doing it though, man. I've been seeing a lot of dumping, man. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of dumping lately. But one thing I want to take from Jaws is like trading the moderns for silvers and bronze. That's good advice, man. That's really good advice right there, for everybody in the community. Kirk, man, I know you're a reader, but what do you think, man? What do you think about this, the whole buy or sell right now?
I mean, for me, it's just I'm definitely finding myself buying more older stuff now and staying away from like the modern stuff, unless it's like a good story that I'm like into. But I definitely see myself buying more comic books. I'm trying to get into the whole seller's market, like selling books that I don't necessarily need to get books that I necessarily want. So I'm definitely buying more. So I'll put it that way.
There you go, man. So if you're a buyer, it's a good time to buy for you, because it's a little bit less expensive. Maybe even like more than less expensive. Because I think I was on Swaggle's thing. Swag came. He had me on a segment when he was at Near Mint, and this is exactly what I'm doing, man. This is exactly it. Like, I see books off for 20 to 30% off. I'm asking for another 20% off. I mean, I'm trying to get it for half off, basically, man, from what it was. Yeah. And it's a good time to do that as a buyer, man. How about you, Dan? What do you think, Dan? You've been in the game for a long time. You've had a collection. You sold a collection, then you got a collection. And out of all your experience, man, in the last 30, 40 years of collecting, what do you think, Dan?
Well, I'm more or less with Hoodrat. The only problem is you have to know yourself. And one thing I don't do very well is selling. And especially today, do you go eBay? Do you go whatnot? I've never done it before, and I've talked to a few people who are putting their toe in the water. It's not that easy. It's pretty challenging. So I'm just a buyer. I'm not selling. That's down the road. My goal is to keep this the rest of my life and give it to my kids. But so I'm buying, but very, very slowly, cautiously. Again, I have my nose to the economy. Every economic indicator points downward. And this time next year, recession is not going away. We are going to be in a recession, most likely. Inflation is not going away. So it'll just get a little bit worse, but it's not getting any better going into next year. So we'll see how bad things are, and people will continue to drop prices just to sell. So if you have the means, I would buy, but again, cautiously. I don't like giving advice, especially when I know things are going to get worse. And I don't want someone buying something for $1,000 today, and then it goes to 800 tomorrow, then 600 the week after. Again, I'm just saying what I'm doing. I'm buying when I see a deal. I'm buying and on a very, very serious budget. When the opportunity presents itself, I would just throw out the red flag of caution moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you too, Dan. I'm all about equity, and having equity just in case that bottoms out to wherever I bought it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my number one rule, man. Is like to buy something that has built-in equity just in case. Now, before it was just to have built-in equity, to have it worth more than what I bought it, but now it's just in case the bottom drops out, man. You know, I'm not, bottom out on whatever I invested in that book, man. So, yeah, we will see, man. We'll see in the future, man, what happens with the economy and with the comic book economy. I mean, we actually see kind of like we actually see a similar kind of exit of investments as in the stock market and the crypto market, as we're seeing as right now in the comic book market as well. So everybody's trying to get liquid, man. Everybody's trying to get liquid, because they don't know what's going to happen. Liquid's kind of what you can count on, but liquid doesn't count when your money isn't worth what it was yesterday. That's all I'm saying, man. Right?
That's true. That's true. It's even more important to be a long-term investor, right? If you're going to buy a key book, you're going to have to hold it for a long term, just like you do with the stock right now. You're going to hold it long term. So,
yeah, man. I mean, it's like man. What Rudy says is get your grip, buy on the dip, man. That's but we don't know when the dip's going to happen. May happen. Maybe happening now. Could happen next year. You just never know.
When you find out when the dip happened, it's when the dip passed.
The dip passed. Yep, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, so it's just like the recession thing. Once we find out we're in this recession, we're going to be coming out of the recession because people are it's so weird. The time frames people are afraid. But yeah, you said buy the dip and sell to get what you need to get. That's all.
Yeah. Don't get off at the bottom of the bottom of the roller coaster, right? Like you need to go up and have some fun, man. Go to the loops and all that stuff. That's life, man. That's life, man. And that there is it the downer clown? All right, man. I want to thank what am I saying? Thank Hoodrat. Hoodrat's part of the Rat Pack now, man. So tell them where else they can find you, bro, because you got your own YouTube channel as well, right?
Yeah, well, I got my Instagram. I sell more stuff on Instagram. Sell more bigger stuff on Instagram. So if you're looking for bigger books, bigger keys, you can follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of stuff with Elite Comics 11, so shout out to them. They're a good consignment page for graded books. So if you want to sell, at this time or buy at this time, I say check them out on Instagram. A good friend of, I'll consider him a good friend because, they help me sell a lot of stuff, help me purchase a lot of stuff. But on my YouTube channel, a lot of people follow me. We kind of have a lot of mutual people, but I have a little small auction on there. You can buy some some smaller keys, some bigger keys, and people get really good deals because I can tell you like this, when we sell stuff on my auction, a lot of times the stuff I sell, if I sell something down there and it doesn't sell, I end up selling more on Instagram. So it's always better opportunity for the comic community on YouTube because I try to give people on YouTube a better deal because I feel like it's more personable. Mm-hmm. So, I do giveaways on my channel as well. I do a monthly giveaway. I call it a super chat giveaway. So people donate to the super chat, they get part of the giveaways. They got a whole lot of stuff going on. Unboxings, got some good unboxings that I just recently did. So check those out. Some big keys, in my opinion.
All right, man. Check them out, man. And you can check them out here every other Monday with the Rat Pack on the Monday Night Jive. And we're actually gonna have our show next week. It's gonna be our San Diego Comic-Con special, but we'll get to that, man. And then Job, where can they find you, bro?
Oh, I'm only on Instagram. Comic book crackhead. I'm sure by now everybody knows where they can find it.
There you go, man. That's the man with the gems. And how about you, Kirk? Where can they find you? You got a bunch of places they can find you, right?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. There are Comics of the Mind. I do this show and I do Not Near Mint. With my new schedule, it's going to be a sporadic time for me to be on YouTube. So I'm going to try to start doing more stuff on my Instagram. But you can also find me on Instagram, Mindshift, where I just post comic books right over there. Yep. And you'll see more content somewhere down the line. But that's where you can find me at.
All right, man. And Dan, where can they find you, bro?
I'm on Instagram, although I haven't been posting much of late. I probably should get back to it.
Me either, man. I need to start going.
Same
Yeah.
Of course, on this show, and I'll be on the with this gentleman here, Hoodrat on Hoodrat rather. Pardon me, on this Friday on the Tony Sanders show. I'm going for the
the Rumble in the Bronx, bro, right there. I need to see this one.
I'm going against Dustin, and he's the cover champion, and he chose something that I thought he was kidding at first. He wants Sabretooth covers, and I thought he was kidding, but he's a true fan, and I'm like, okay, I don't have that many, so I'm like, it's going to be one of my worst shows ever. But I got, he's a champ, so I can't say anything about it. So,
all right, man. So tune into the Tony Sanders Show, one of their favorite friends of this channel, man. Like great battles that go on in there, man.
Except for mine. Watch my head be handed to me this Friday.
Okay. And all you need is one cover. All you need is one cover. I'll be on there as well, going for the #1 contendership. So
okay, all right. I'd rather do that. Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna plug in a couple of my stuff too. So next Monday, we have a special guest. EM Gist, man, is coming on. He's a friend over here of mine over here in San Diego. One of the biggest cover artists. We're talking about cover artists, like one of the biggest cover artists right now in all of comics, man. He's always come out with some great comics with fine art, and when a comic artist is doing really well when you can tell. It's just you can say that's a EM Gist cover, right? You can all kind of recognize it, and you see people copying them, and you're like, that's not an EM Gist cover. That's just someone trying to cop, he's been doing really well. So he's gonna do. Eric's gonna come on, do a live sketch and giveaway, man, for the live chat, man. So make sure you guys tune in. And then on Wednesday, me and Efren from Pass Point One, we're gonna have a show for you called Tips and Tricks with Hood and Pass Point for San Diego Comic-Con. And we have about 40 to 50 years of experience at Comic-Con put together. Efren has a lot more than me. He has about 30 years. I have about 10. So we have 40 altogether. So we'll be giving you like the stuff you need to know if you really want to have a successful San Diego Comic-Con and get to see at least 30% of what you want to see. Because at San Diego Comic-Con, you can have a whole list and you're only going to see about 30% of it. You got to be able to have fun taking the W's and have fun taking the L's because the damn thing's so damn big. Million things going on. Million things interject on your schedule. You got to pick one and just be happy with what you got, man. We'll teach you how to do it over on Wednesday, all right? But yo, man, I want to thank you guys for coming through again, the Rat Pack, man, and I want to turn over to the chat real quick. And Efren just said he just subscribed to your channel, man. Who that? So you got another subscriber, bro. But any last advice for anybody, man, before we bounce, man, out of here, man, and let the folks go? No,
I'll say something.
Go ahead.
When you're buying, patience. Just be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient. But if there are deals out there a lot right now. But if you be patient, you might find a better deal. So just be patient and be smart with your money. That's all I say.
Collect what you like.
Yeah. Collect what you like. What I always say: love what you collect. Collect what you love what you collect. Something like that.
Yeah, man. My advice: ask for another 20% off. So all that means if it's $1,000, ask for $200 more off, bro.
Can I get a deal?
That's what I do every time.
It works.
It works. Hey, that's a tank of gas here in California.
That is, dude. Like we sold a big book at our booth, right, John? It was one of Efren's. The guy asked for like 15% off. I was like, take it, bro. 15% off. We were all happy. It's about that time right now, man. But thanks again, Dan, Kurt, Russell, and John, man, for coming on. And thank you to the live chat for hanging out, man.
Thanks, everyone.
And we're out, man. We'll see you guys next week. Remember, next week we're going to be on again next week at 8 o'clock on Monday. And we're going to have EM Gist, man, live sketch giveaway. And Russell actually won the last one. You got 2 of them, bro. You got 2 of them. Show them what you got, bro.
It's back here. I'll have to get up and get it, but you can kind of see it. But that's how good the drawing is. Daredevil.
Yeah, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah, Death came on and just killed him, man. I was like, dude, he even finished it up for you before he left, man. I was like, damn, that was good. I was jealous, man. But thank you, everybody, man, for hanging out, man. We'll see you guys next Monday or next Wednesday. Peace.
Yeah.